Hey, yo, peace everybody. What's happening, man? It's your man Big Mike checking in, Real Talk TV. All right, man, so check it out, man. Before I get started, I want to say thank you to my new subscribers, man. I want to say thank y'all for subscribing and supporting the channel. I appreciate that a great deal. Real talk. Love y'all for that. Thank y'all for liking the videos, commenting, let me know what y'all thought in the comment section. And if you're not yet subscribed, I would like to invite you to subscribe. If what I'm saying in this video resonates with you, or if you're feeling this message at all, like the video, please like it. That helps me get the videos out more. So I would appreciate at least a like, if not anything else, or a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Share with me you guys' stories, like I always say. So, all right. Anyway, I'm gonna get right into it, man. You know, I've been doing some thinking today, as I always do. I tell y'all this, I do this almost every single day. I reflect on my life and how far I've come, and you know, just the person I am right now in comparison to who I used to be back when I was younger, right? Because when I was young, as I admit all the time, I was a knucklehead. You know, I did a lot of things I'm not proud of. I just didn't know. You know, coming from the hood and coming from people that you learn from that didn't know any better, chances are you're going to repeat some of the same mistakes that they made. But then the thing is, you grow up, you mature, you elevate through life, and as you go through life, and especially if you get out your environment, and that's another thing that really helped me out, was getting from my old environment and having a chance to travel the world like I have. And you learn from different people, and you learn that the mentality that you may have had is not going to cut it in the real world. Because some of us, we think that our neighborhood where we grew up at is the real world. That's not the real world, man. The real world is far from that. It's much bigger than where you grew up at. You know what I'm saying? And being that I've been able to travel and meet different types of people and things like that, I learned really quickly that I had to elevate and mature and really grow up. Because the real world don't care about where I come from. All they know is the person that's there right now in front of them, right? So in saying all of that, I'm saying that when you grow and you develop, you mature as a person, even if you had a tumultuous background or you did some stupid stuff that you're not proud of in your past, and you come back around those people who knew you before you left, your old friends and family, they're not going to be able to accept that new you who is changed, that has a new mindset, that's now confident in themselves, that's now on a different path than when they were before. A lot of times they're going to have trouble accepting that. And so in saying that, I'm going to call the title of this video, when they can no longer abuse you, they reject you. When they can no longer abuse you, then they reject you. They get rid of you. When they can no longer do some of the same things to you or say some of the same things to you that they did before, a lot of times they're going to reject you. Because this newfound person that you are now, they're not going to be able to relate to that. Number one, they're still thinking the same. They're still thinking you that same person that you were before you left. Or you that same person from years ago, when it's clearly evident that you've grown, you've changed, you grew up, right? You grew the fuck up. Excuse my language, but that's just what it is. You grew your ass up, and you matured, and you on a totally different level that you were before. And a lot of times, like I said, those who knew you before you developed and you matured, they are going to have a hard time grasping that. They're going to have a hard time accepting you for who you are now. They're going to always see you for that person you used to be. Always. So if you were a thief, if you were a liar, if you were a manipulator, if you were the type that ran the streets and did all the stuff that street people do, y'all know what I'm talking about, and you've grown and you matured and you turned away from that way of life and now you're coming back a new person, or if you were that person in your family who was always looked down upon as the person who was not going to be much or not going to amount to much, and you've exceeded where they ever thought you were going to be, they're going to have a hard time accepting the fact they can no longer talk to you the way they used to talk to you and treat you the same way they used to treat you. Because guess what? Now what they're saying and what their actions or how they're treating you doesn't line up with who you are now. Back then it did. If they were saying things about you before, like, oh, you're this or you're that, or you're not this or you're not that, problem with that was back then it was true. Now it's no longer true because you've developed, you grew up, you've elevated yourself. Now you're a different person. Now they can't talk to you like that. And when you stand up for yourself and you say, hey, I'm not going to have you talking to me the way you used to talk to me. I'm a different person now. Now, since they cannot no longer talk to you the way they used to talk to you, and they will never respect you the way that you want them to respect you, since they can't do either one, they want nothing to do with you anymore. Now they turn their back on you because they will no longer, I'm telling y'all, they will not treat you guys with the respect that you want. If it's already been etched in their minds, that's who you are to them. They want to keep you down here. You're here now, you've elevated yourself and you grew up, you matured, and you came up in the world, but they want to treat you like you was that same person that you were before you left, and you, or maybe you didn't leave. Maybe you just grew up. Maybe you got into church, or maybe you decided to just turn your life around. They are not going to treat you with that respect you want. 9 times out of 10. Some of them may accept the fact that you've changed, and they can adapt and grow along with you. But a lot of times, those who knew you before, those who knew you from day one, they'll never accept that fact that that's now who you are. And they got to treat you accordingly now. They want to treat you the way they used to always treat you. If you were on the lower end of your group of friends, say your friends, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you were ever in your group of friends and you always felt like you were just there, excuse me, y'all, had a message, sorry about that. If you were ever in your group of friends and you felt like you were the least among your group of friends, like you just didn't matter, or they ignored you, or they always made you the butt end of jokes, and you decide one day to say, hey man, that's enough of the jokes, I'm tired of it, they're going to always call you sensitive. Well, not always, but most times they're going to call you sensitive. They're going to now wonder, well, why all of a sudden now you stand up for yourself, or maybe before you didn't do it, or maybe before you laughed along with it, or maybe you kind of shrugged it off. And now when you're tired of the jokes that they're making about you, and y'all know, there's nothing wrong with jokes, but y'all know a joke from, let's say, a slight. I'll put it that way. You know the difference between a joke and a slight. When they're trying to low-key slight you or low-key play you, y'all know the difference, man. Y'all can feel when y'all being slighted versus when someone's actually joking with you. And when you stand up for yourself and you say, hey man, cut that out, or I didn't appreciate that, now they're going to say, wow, you being sensitive, or wow, I'm just joking around with you. They're not joking. They're not joking. And when you sense that, stand up for yourself. They're going to no longer want anything to do with you, because now they can no longer treat you accordingly to how they used to treat you. Now they see that, okay, now you have awakened yourself. Now you have awakened to the fact that what's going on, you don't like it, and now you want to make a change. They don't want to change because they don't believe you've changed. They're not going to want to change. So you got to make a stand up. You got to stand up for yourself, and you got to come to a point where you can no longer accept disrespect, man. You don't deserve all of that. Among your family, among your friends, among those who knew you the best. If nobody can accept the fact that you changed, you're a different person now, your best bet is to get away from them. Stay alone for a season, figure yourself out, continue to grow, and you're going to be surrounded with people who actually care about you, who are going to treat you right, who respect you. Because guess what? These people don't know your past. They don't know anything about you. So they're going to treat you accordingly to how you've grown. Whereas the folks a lot of times who know you before, they're going to no longer see you the way you want to be seen. They're going to always see you with the person you used to be in most cases. So you got to make a choice. If you grew up and you matured and you no longer wanted to be treated like you used to be, you address it to these people who are your family and friends, and if they can if they cannot treat you accordingly, you got a choice to make. Either you deal with that and continue to be the butt of the jokes the rest of your life, or you're going to be a stand-up person, go against the grain, and maybe be alone for a while until you find some people who can respect you and love you the way you deserve to be respected and loved. It's your choice. Anyway, that's all I got, y'all. I hope this message resonated with somebody, man. Real talk. I can relate because I've been through that. I've had to cut off a lot of friends who, when I came back around, they wanted to talk about something that happened when I was 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, and I'm 38 now. When is the shit gonna stop? You know what I'm saying? I'm a different person, different mindset, different mentality. I've grown up a lot since then, and they want to still talk about shit that happened when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. Not in a fond way, whereas we just reflecting on good memories, but in a way to belittle me and to make me feel like I'm still that same guy. When it's obvious I've changed a lot since then. Even family. Before I go, I'm gonna let y'all know, even family. There were family members who wanted to treat me like I was down here, and when I grew up and I say, you know what, I no longer want to be spoken to that way, and it's, oh, now, I mean, what's gotten into you? Or telling me I've changed. Of course I've changed. Nobody stays the same forever, and if you do, something's wrong. If you still think the same way at 18 that you do at 30, that you do at 40, there's something wrong with that picture. So as you grow, you want to be around those who can accept your growth and that you've changed. Those are the ones who you need to keep around, not the same people who want to keep you in the memories of 30 years ago. That's not who you are anymore. So it's, like I said, you make a choice of whether you want to deal with that or not. For the sake of your peace of mind and spirit, it's best you get away from that. You can't grow like that. You can't grow being kept in the memories of yesterday as you move forward. Move forward, man. And in time, God's going to give you the people you deserve, the people who are actually going to respect you and love you the way you deserve. Because that's not God. Those who want to keep reminding you of who you used to be in a negative light, that's not God. That's the devil. You make the choice. Love y'all, man. Until next time, it's your homie Big Mike checking out. Y'all be blessed. Oh, yeah. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Peace.